Hi dear students, a warm good morning to all of you. In the previous classes, we had come across different xenobiotics. And today we're going to discuss two concepts, bioaccumulation and biomagnification, which can happen due to the occurrence of various xenobiotics within our environment. Now let's just look into this picture. Bioaccumulation is a process in which there occurs an increase in the concentration of a pollutant in a particular organism. Now, if you have an organism, okay, if in that single organism, if the concentration of a pollutant is increasing, then it is referred to as bioaccumulation. Now, what is biomagnification? But biomagnification is in another sense where the concentration of a pollutant is increased in a food chain. So let's explore that. First comes to the term biomagnification or the bioamplification. It's also called as biomagnification or the biological magnification. That is, when a concentration of a particular substance, such as a toxic chemical, when it is increased in the tissues of tolerant organisms at successively higher levels in a food chain, we called it as a biomagnification, amplification, or a biological magnification. So now just look at this food chain. This is the first level, something grass is there, okay, and over that there is a rat. After the rat, a rat is living in a field, of course, and it is moving in a field where pesticides and all that are being applied, and the rat is getting infected from it with the pesticide. The rat is consumed by the snake. The snake is being eaten by the eagle. So what happens? Now, if you go to consider the pesticide DDT which has been applied here, what happens? These compounds are being continuously taken up from the environment and accumulated in the lipid deposits of the body. And what happens? 100-fold accumulation of DDT by plankton from the water. Okay, uh, that figure is not being given over here for your sake. It's a table which I will be explaining to you. Now, if you have DDT in the plankton, okay, in the water, that is being taken by the plankton, and this plankton, which will be further eaten up by small fishes, and then again it will be eaten by large fish, then it will be eaten by sea eagles, and as the food chain goes, what happens? The amount of DDT is being found to be increasing. Now, this is a table which is being depicted showing this. The concentration of DDT in the water is 0.3 parts per billion. In plankton, it becomes 30 parts per billion. In small fishes, it becomes zero point 0.3 parts per million. You just look at the difference between parts per billion and parts per million. So when it comes to the seagull, almost 100 times the, not 100, when it is from the water to the plankton itself, 100-fold increases there. To the small fish, it becomes 1,000 times, and then to large fish, it becomes 10,000 times. So the amount of the xenobiotic or the xenobiotic here, DDT, is increasing from each food chain. The same is in this case, okay. When you are considering it a pollutant, a toxic pollutant, which is being moving from across this food chain also, the amount of the pollutant is being found to increase many times when you go to the higher trophic level, and that process of increase of xenobiotic across a food chain is referred to as biomagnification, bioamplification, or the biological magnification. Now, in the case of DDT, as I told you, we are having a 10-fold increase in the sea eagles compared to the concentration present in the aqueous environment. And what happens is, when so there is a many-fold increase in the DDT when it comes to the sea eagles. Okay. And when sea eagles happen to get such DDT in high level, the eggs of the sea eagle becomes fragile and that will break. And you can see that DDT and PCBs, okay, polychlorinated biphenyls, have been found in the human tissues in high but sublethal concentrations in those countries where they have been used. And although humans were not directly coming into contact with DDT or such chemicals, they are being found to be accumulating within our food chain and within our body through indirect methods when we are, as because we are being part of the what? Food chain. So that is a process called biomagnification. Yeah. What are the different terms for it? Do keep it in your mind. Biomagnification, bioamplification, magnification, amplification, or the biological magnification. Now let's just look what are the substances that can biomagnify. There are these are mainly substances which have been found to be lipophilic in nature and which are not easily degraded, and various novel organic substances which are not easily degraded by organisms will accumulate within our body, and these substances which do not degrade and which accumulate can be referred to as a persistent organic pollutants or the POPs, as we had mentioned earlier in the previous class also. And the metals, these are some examples of that. Heavy metals especially, they do not degrade and they will be persistent and they will be harmful to the organism's reproductive system. And okay, so bioaccumulation, what is that? Okay, we are talking about which one? We were so long talking about biomagnification, which is already always increasing in the food chain. Now we will go to talk about the concept of bioaccumulation. That is a different case. So biomagnification or bioamplification happens in within the food chain. Now what is referred to as the bioaccumulation? A bioaccumulation occurs within a trophic level, and the increase in the concentration of a substance happens in certain tissues of the organism bodies due to the absorption from the food and the environment. That is the now for example, if I have one particular organism and in that organism itself, if the concentration of a xenobiotic increases, it's not been transferred to the next trophic level, but only in one only in one organism. If the xenobiotic increases, it could be either from the food or from the environment that it is getting it, then it is referred to as bioaccumulation. And bioconcentration is defined as occurring when uptake from water is greater than excretion. And it mainly happens because the organism or the trophic level, the organism in that particular trophic level is taking that xenobiotic, but it is not able to degrade it or excrete it out. Degrade is another case, but sometimes if it can remove it from its body through excretion, then the concentration would decrease. But when bioaccumulation happens, if the organism is not able to excrete it out, it would result in the formation of bioconcentration and bioaccumulation within an organism, and biomagnification occurs within the what? Trophic levels. This clear picture is, you just keep in your mind, if it increases within a food chain, it is called the biomagnification, and if the concentration of the pollutant increase in an organism, you call it as a bioaccumulation. Thank you for now. We will be continuing with the different methods which we can adopt for the biodegradation of xenobiotics in the next session. Thank you.